Today I'm going to show you the Arm Wrestling Mastery Toproll Training. Hello Arm Wrestling Masters, it's Kao. Today I'm super excited to share with you some of my favorite exercises and just underline what is important in Toproll and how to be a successful top rower. Before I continue, I want to invite you to check the link below for our course, Arm Wrestling Mastery Program. There you can find me and Jordan Tsonev, who is a multiple world arm wrestling champion, combining our experience into a 7-module course with 50+ videos of valuable content that will bring you from A to Z to arm wrestling mastery. And yeah, you will get a lot of value from this course, so check it out. To continue, to be a great top rower, you need to be aware of a few things. So basically, you have the need of arm wrestling posture to be correct. So the length of your arm is pretty much the decider on the style of top row that you want to have. But basically, if you have a small palm, you want to have more side and top, and if you have a large palm, you want to have like more control over the top and just going through the wrist of your opponent, controlling the hands in the high end of the grip and just overpowering them there. So basically, for the two variants, you have pretty much the same exercises, but you decide where the emphasis goes, because no one can tell you which is better for you if you not try it out with partners, with sparring partners, to see what works best for you on the table. Basically, the exercises. The one most impactful exercise that you can do is the 80-20 principle. That is something that we cover in our program, is this form of training a top row, because you have pronation. When you're like so, you're training mainly pronation. When you're like so, you're training your riser, your pronation, and a bit of your biceps. So a back pressure exercise, it changes. So this way, it resembles the famous lift of Devon Larratt, which is a raiser, biceps, and here the hammer curl at the same time. If you want to do mainly pronation, you go here. So that way you're activating those two pronators very much, like 90% of the pressure is there. A bit of side pressure with the pec, of course, because you want to control it, but other than that, it's mainly pronation. So I would suggest that you do both of those. Like, you try to pronate, you try to do the back pressure exercise. And sometimes even if you don't have enough time to add an additional exercise, sometimes I like to do 1 rep here and then change the position and do it again. Another great exercise for top rowers is if you, let's say, want to go to Kyrgyzstan Garbaev style, which is mostly defensive style, but he manages to defend and then attack with the block, which is very interesting. So a thing that will improve that for you is this type of grip. So over the thumb, like so. So here, then we go around the whole fist, and then we have a choice. We either cover our thumb or just grab it here and don't cover the thumb. When the kilos are higher, you can cover the thumb because it's a lot of pressure on the thumb, but it's basically you're attacking the lower part of your thumb, and this is invoking the defense here. So you can do it with different angles, more pronation, more back pressure, and the things that we said. But the emphasis is not on the raiser. You won't feel almost anything on the raiser. You will feel in the lower parts and deeply connected to your arm. You will feel more pressure towards your thumb and deeper in the arm. So I've seen people doing stuff like that, which is okay, I guess. but I don't see how this is going to be very well applicable if you lose here, but you're still managing to be tight here. So I would suggest you do it a bit higher with the thumb and activating it. So this is a great defensive position to bring the person back and just control it also in the palm, like the pronation, and continue your movement. So next up, if you want to train purely your razor. So your razor is a very important thing because, as I said, if you win here, you're very uncomfortable here, then most of the battle, which is top pro versus top pro, is won. So you can't have only that, because the side pressure is the decider, the finisher of the game. Maybe you've seen a lot of games in which one puller gets the top, but then doesn't have enough force to the side to finish the game. It happens a lot. So people need to train side pressure. So our arm wrestling mastery program and method is very much focused on side pressure. So yeah, we are always going to say train more side pressure alongside the other movements. So the razor, you can train the razor in a few ways. Like you can train it just going over the knuckle, entirely over the knuckle. So like so. So I can show you with the other arm. So entirely over the knuckle, like here, and so. This is one way. Another way is to do, one side is here, is very high, the other side is here. You train both razor and a bit of here hammer curl and back pressure, which is, we call it rotation, because you're pronating like this, but you're trying to rotate a bit higher and rotate the top of your opponent. You can do it like so. There are plenty of ways to grip up. I will show you one of my personal preferences. You can be creative a lot. If you've seen Devon Larratt, he's even joking a lot of times doing crazy stuff like that. So it's not really needed, but if you do something like so, like gripping here and turning it around, so you have more control over the belt, you are not going to let it slip, you know. So you train this position. So razor and a bit of rotation. It's very good. It's giving you a lot of stability when you start. Continuing forward, as I said, we need side pressure to finish the game. So every good top rower needs side pressure to finish the game. You can get here, favorable position, but if you are not able to finish, it doesn't really matter. So basically, you need a higher position. I just wrapped a rubber band to show you the idea, but I would suggest that you do it mostly with weights, because weights are measurable and they give you the strength, that is the explosive strength and so on. I will explain this in another video. So the most important thing with side pressure is to connect it the right way to your movement. So if you're doing side pressure which is more oriented to supination and hook, you won't be able to translate it alongside with your top row. What you want to do is maybe use a belt again. It's the most correct thing to do, or some sort of a spinner that is giving you more pressure on the upper side. But I would say that fingers is the last step I'm going to show you, so you can train this separately. So basically you want to go into the position that you normally go when you top row, so here, and then train the side, train only side pressure. So pack the upper part, you are going to feel it here for sure, here, here, and here. So train this so you can finish the game. The same thing you can do with a bit of lower stance of your arm, because when you're training like so, as I said before, when you're doing this, you're also training your side pressure, even from the lower position. But if you want to do it with the top, do it like so, so you can finish. This is it for connecting all the parts. The last thing I would say is that you need strong fingers if you're a top rower. So check out the finger strength exercises. They're very much relatable. You can pick any one of them. So if I'm using a top training, I would pick something that is putting a lot of pressure on those fingers, like those two. If I'm doing a lot of pronation and so on, I would make sure that my thumb is very well connected with those two, so they are crossing and I can do this. So when I do this, I don't lose those. So I can still have contact here, but my thumb is what's leading the movement. So basically this is it, guys, for today. Subscribe to the channel and see you in next video.